Um, it's also a huge hit. Too Little Too Late. But how did you feel about it when you made that song?
I felt really good. That was literally one of the best times in the studio ever because I recorded it very easily. Actually, not very easily because we kind of adjusted the key a little bit because I wanted to hit this really high note at the end. And so, we tried a lot of things, but I just felt really excited about this song. The first time I heard it, I knew I wanted to record it. I knew that it was a topic that a lot of people could relate to. I knew it was catchy, and I liked it a lot better than Leave, Get Out, although it kind of reminded me of the same format of the song. I thought it would be a good first single, and I really enjoyed the song, so I had a good feeling about it.
But the guy who the song is about, does he know that it's about him?
I didn't write this song.
Okay.
Billy Steinberg, who wrote Like a Virgin and who's worked with Whitney Houston and the Bangles.
Madonna's Like a Virgin.
Yes. He's written many songs. So he wrote that song and sent it over to my company, and we listened to it and fell in love with it. So I can't take credit for the lyrics.
Okay. But it's important. Is it important for you to relate to the lyrics?
Yes, it is important, and in a way I could kind of relate to those lyrics for sure, especially when also when I was recording it. Now it takes on a little bit of a different meaning, but it is important. If I completely cannot conjure up an emotion that kind of relates to the song, then I won't record it. But like with Leave, Get Out, I was 12 years old singing about Get Out right now, and I kind of was thinking about that, not even about boys, just like, when I'm frustrated, you got to tell somebody to leave, get out of your life. So music is all open for interpretation, and it's open to everyone's, ideas about it.
Well, you told me that I could talk about, you said you had some problems in school when you started recording and you moved around. We're going to talk about it in a bit, because we're also going to talk about school, how you actually managed to go to school. Okay, that is just in a while. Omkring skole. We're going to talk a little bit about school, because
our favorite subject.
But I can't imagine how you can run this career, having #1 singles, doing movies, and then also school, yeah.
I've been working with a tutor for 4 years, and she's great. So I stopped going to public school in 7th grade, but I still send all my work that I do into a school that grades the work and then send it back to me every few weeks. And what's great about doing what I do is that when I come to places like Germany and France and other places in the world, I can see these sites and get a hands-on look at the things that I'm reading about in books, like the St. Paul's Cathedral and like the Notre Dame and even the Champs-Élysées and things like that. So it's so cool because I get to personally see these things up close. But that's how I manage school. So I do like 3 to 6 hours with my tutor a day.
Don't you miss like guys from class and school parties?
To be honest with you, I don't. I really don't. I mean, I didn't have the...
You get enough experience.
I really do, and I don't think I had the greatest school experience. I don't know, I didn't have that many friends, and I still don't have that many friends, but the friends I do have are great, and I don't need to deal with that drama of middle school and high school and college and stuff like that, so I have my own drama with the record companies. So I'm good, on my drama level. And most of my friends are my age. They're 16 or they're 18, and that's great. I don't hang out with adults all the time. I have a couple really great friends who I spend my time with.
Is it easier for you to have friends who are somehow in the business that you are, who understands what you do?
I wouldn't say it's easier. It all depends on the person. There are some people that are very caught up in this industry and very like Hollywood and stuff, and I don't really hang out with people like that. I mean, I've had the same best friend for 8 years, and the people that I do associate with, the people that I do call my friends, are mostly just very down to earth and like to do their own thing, and they may like nice things, but it's not the most important thing to them.
Are you ever in doubt when you meet new people whether they're interested in you or the thing that you do?
Yeah, I'm in doubt sometimes, but you just gotta let a person, you just gotta feel them out and see how they act. And if they ask you about like celebrities and money and fashion all the time, then you kind of get an idea that they may not be so pure with their intentions about like why they want to be your friend. But if they just talk to you about normal stuff and want to go to normal places and do normal things, then that kind of tells me.
But can you do that? Can you go to normal places without having to sign autographs all the time? And
it depends. It depends. I mean, I don't walk around with like 3 bodyguards. I mean, a lot of people don't know me here in Europe, but when I'm in America, I don't walk around with a bunch of people. You know, I try to keep it very low key, and I don't.
The more people, the more attention.
I think so. I really do think so. And if you walk around with like big sunglasses and high heels and your hair all done and curled and stuff and tons of makeup.
Are you thinking about anyone in particular when you...
No,
not at all. Okay.
I just think that sometimes that might draw a little bit more attention, and I'm just not into that. I live in Massachusetts. I don't live in LA. So I like to go to my basketball games, my soccer games, and just stick to myself.
How is Massachusetts?
I love it. It's cold, but we have such a down-to-earth atmosphere, and the accents are really fun, and you know, it's one of the more European American cities because it was obviously one of the first colonies that England founded and stuff, so I love the New England area.
But you told me in the beginning of this interview that you moved around at the beginning of your career because there were some school problems. What was that? I haven't heard about that.
I don't know, kids just really didn't like me very much. I mean, there were some kids who did like me, but I think that since I was trying to pursue my career and trying to, you know, I don't know, find my dreams and things like that.
Were you too talented?
I don't want to say that. I mean,
I heard the story with Christina Aguilera that the girls...
It was similar to that, actually. And I would go to the guidance counselors every day and just cry and just sit there for lunchtime. And the girls were very mean to me. Sometimes I'd just be walking, minding my own business, and they'd swear at me and say things, and you're never going to go anywhere, and you suck, and blah, blah, blah. And I was like 9 years old, and that's very hurtful coming from a 13-year-old. That's horrible. So, you know, my mom was very, very sad about that, and we talked about it all the time, and she tried to help me through it, but it didn't make it any better. You know, kids were still mean. And I'm sure I wasn't always the greatest, but I tried to just stick to myself, do my schoolwork, be as nice as I could, and try to, you know, kill them with kindness and just be as nice to them as possible. But sometimes that didn't work, so... And I didn't just move around because of that. I mean, my parents got divorced, and sometimes I would, when I was younger, I kind of went back and forth between them, and then I stayed mostly with my mom from the age of like 5 on, and we moved through some different towns in Massachusetts and New England area, and then I moved to California, and then to New Jersey, and then back to Massachusetts.
But people at that age, or kids at that age, can really be
really
cruel, mean.
And it can really like leave an impression on the type of person that you are later. But thankfully, you know, I really tried to rise above it, and thankfully I had my mother who was very strong with me to help me through that. But yeah, kids can be mean. I'm sure you know. I mean, everybody's had an experience like that.
Either you're the one who's saying the bad things, or you're the one who's
getting it.
Yeah. So we're almost out of time, a little bit left, and we're going to talk about the future now, of course.
Okay.
Okay.